It's underground. It's a subculture. And it's a world unlike any other. It's the world of strategy-based games. Sometimes represented in movies and music, like the music of Ronnie James Dio. It's a world of dragons, elves, wizards, superheroes, and magic. What games are we talking about, do you ask? Well, let's see.
Rocket Men, Magic, The Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Star Wars miniatures game, D&D role-playing game, Doom the board game, Axis and Allies, Settlers of Catan, Killer Bunnies, Pokemon,
Locust, Robo Rally,
Yu Yu Hakusho,
Memoir 44,
Zombies, Lord of the Rings.
And the list goes on and on. Maybe a way into this world is to talk to the people that work in the gaming stores. Here at Mind Games in Oneida, New York, Tim and Sparky can serve as a bridge between our world and the world of gaming.
People come in here anywhere right now that actually play games and sit down and play them. You're talking anywhere from 5 years old all the way up to about 45.
I want to say it's logic, problem solving, and resource management. I want to, like with any strategy game, whether it be Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh!, anything on a video game, like you got to manage your resources, like you got to manage like what troops you use. Don't overspend yourself, or don't be too cautious, because then you won't, get to your desired goal of either winning or beating your opponent.
I got one parent that's a teacher that turns around and goes and picks all the kids up and brings them here. And actually stay, as late as 1 in the morning, for tournament bases.
But who are the overlords of this world? Who are these hooded crusaders that meet every day on the field of battle?
My stepbrother was a big college kid. I was probably 13, 14, and he told me about it, and so we started playing it, me and my buddy, and we met up with Tim through a mutual friend, started playing. I've been playing for about 10 years now. When we first started playing the game, it was when he won tournaments, he won $40, $50, $75. Now there's tournaments like they pay your college tuition because it deals with a lot of math. There's tournaments that you win $3 million. Like, there's a lot of different ways of winning money through the game. A card called the Black Lotus, and it's autographed by the guy that created the game. So I'm not sure how much it's worth, but he's got one in this case for about roughly $1,000.
Until just recently, but it's not. Yu-Gi-Oh! Isn't really intriguing to me anymore. I like Magic better. It's more challenging, and there's more you can do. In Yu-Gi-Oh! There's just like a certain amount of decks that people really play that are good enough to win. But then there's in Magic, there's a whole entire different range of stuff you can do. The Magic tournament that I enter is the draft tournament. You have to buy packs and you make a deck out of them. And it's more challenging than just having your own deck. We buy 3 packs, and then everybody sits in a circle, and you open one of them, take a card you want, pass it to the next side. Then you take the person to your right will have done the same thing. You take the pack that they passed, take another card out of it. It's fun though. And probably in like 5 or 10 minutes, the 1 tonight will start, and I'm playing that.
There are different types of media that are attached with gaming, such as video games and movies. This connection is apparent here at Mind Games.
DVDs and video games just went hand in hand. Mainly we got game groups at colleges, so they complete games, they get done with them. They had nothing to do, so there's a billion different stores you can sell your videos and games to. We actually did it 7 years ago, so we were way ahead of their time. Hey, what if we bought them for X amount of dollars and we sold them for this? Let's try it out. And it was something that we tried it with, and it just got bigger and bigger with. So now it's turned into the big part, where we have thousands of titles and hundreds of video game titles.
Movies, video games, action. There's something else. Console-wise, it's Halo 2, and on the computer, it's probably Unreal Tournament.
I like Final Fantasy VIII. It's probably my favorite game because it's the kind of game that I like where you you get into battles, but then it's not just you take turns. You just go whenever you're ready to go on the game. That's how it is. Like, there's this bar that goes up, and when it's full, that's when you get to go. It's not just like I go, they don't move until I go in.
Media's portrayal of this culture has not been a nice one, especially in movies.
You may remember me as the guy who came to dinner a few weeks ago with underwear on my head. So if any of you would like to play D&D today, please speak now, or forever hold your peace.
In your dreams, douchebag.
Douchebags are hygienic products. I take that as a compliment. Thank you. Ew!
Slowly but surely, more fantasy movies have become mainstream, seen in the resurgence of Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, and the graphic novel adaptation of Sin City.
So you were scared, weren't you, Goldie? Somebody wanted you dead and you knew it.
But has this caught on in real life?
They may think that, like, they would say, why would you spend all this money if you could just go out, buy a board game, and have the board game, that's it. They don't know that with the different pieces, there's a lot more variety. You don't want to play the same thing over and over. So with card games and miniature games, it's always different. You never really have the same thing twice.
They think it's a geeky hobby, and they're like, never in a minute. I've brought in buddies that I play ball with, and I show them the cards that are worth a lot of money, and they're like, no way, nobody's gonna spend that much money on a card like that. In actuality, you can get on eBay or any other way. People spend that money every day.
Like a put-off reaction, like they're like, why are you into that, you know? Where non-gamers that just either, you know, like watch TV or do their own thing, you know, like go out, you know, whatever normal people do. I don't know, I've been so unnormal for so long. But, I don't know, they seem kind of like, why?
The battle for acceptance wages on, but pretty soon the day will come when they are the mainstream, when Magic card vending machines are on every street corner, and the office on casual Fridays at work will be filled with coworkers wearing cloaks and mana bracelets. Newer cartoons such as Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon are using strategy-based games as merchandising for their shows.
And the cartoons are taking everything to further levels. Before they're putting cartoons on TV, now they're making a card game, they're making backpacks, they're making multimedia items.
Pretty soon, a generation hooked on cartoon-based games will grow up. They will be the 18 to 40 demographic that movie studios and music companies will gear their products toward. Not now, but someday, just maybe, this fantasy will become a reality when they are the mainstream.
Actually, there's only a couple of my friends that are gamers. The people here who are my friends, obviously gamers. I just have a couple out of turn of my friends that are gamers.
We used to get together and party and stuff. Played pretty much the whole weekend. Moved on from them days.
Most of them are video gamers, and the majority are miniature games players. What? Not pretty much everyone that I know plays.
Any dungeon master worth his weight in geldings goes nowhere without his 20-sided die.